Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today for another video. So in this video, we are going to be covering the Spring of Sorrow part number 4, the big bad bug boss, Annihilus. So this guy is pretty tricky, but if you watch this video, I'm going to give you some tips, some tricks. I'm going to help you guys get this guy down. So let's go ahead and take a look at the notes to begin with here. So, Annihilus, he's got definitely some stuff going on here. He is unduped, so no access to that awakened ability. Which, what does his awakened ability do? Oh, it's if we're against the wall, he gains stuff. Block penetration. Yeah, that's great that he's not awakened. Alright, so as far as nodes go, we got attack and health. We have a passive heal block, which is kind of annoying, but it makes total sense because there's a lot of debuffs here, so Kabam just doesn't want his healing through willpower. There is one objective champion that can get around that, which we will talk about when the time comes. Then we have immunity to armor break. So the defender is just immune to armor break debuffs. Kind of sucks, but yeah, so CGR doesn't just run through this. Then we have buffed up, so the defender takes 100% less damage while the attacker has less than 3 buffs applied to them. These buffs can be of the same type. Then we have a node that I've never heard of before, and that is Necrotic Boon Firearms Expert. Whenever the defender uses a non-contact attack during a special attack, the attacker must block it with a well-timed block. If they don't, the attacker is dealt a burst of direct damage equal to 10% of their max health. This defender is more likely to activate Special Attack 1. During the defender's special attacks, the attacker's block proficiency is increased by 10,000. This is a very interesting node that completely changes the course of this fight. Essentially, you need to just parry the last hit of Annihilus' special one. That's the main thing. We're going to talk about some more tips and tricks with all that, but that's the main thing, and it's not too bad to get down once you practice it a little bit. Then we have Smothering Constitution here, which whenever the defender is struck, there is a 15% chance to inflict the attacker with a 9% stifle debuff for 6 seconds. So this you really need to be paying attention to, because it really affects, for me, the way that I normally play. For example, I go for a lot of intercepts. I like to end my combos early, dash back, throw out a light attack, see if the opponent wants to go for that. If they don't, I have enough time to change my plan. If they do, perfect. That's another combo that I'm chaining into. But I can't do that here, and I kept getting punished trying to do that on my first couple of attempts because of this node here. You really need to be paying attention when you have this stifle on you, because if you have it on you after attacking Annihilus, then you dash back and try to intercept him, he's going to be unstoppable, and then you're going to get clapped. So there's no node, but it's in Annihilus' abilities that for his stifle, if the opponent dashes back while stifled, Annihilus removes 1 stifle and gains 1 unstoppable buff lasting 1.1 seconds. So that's just in Annihilus' kit, so that's something to definitely keep in mind here. And then we have one final note here, Embrace Your Fate. So if the attacker purifies, cleanses, or is immune to a debuff, they take a burst of direct damage equal to 20% of their max health. But again, that's nothing to do with Annihilus' thing. He just removes it himself. It's not a purifier or anything, so it's all good. You don't take damage for that. But those are the nodes on Annihilus. Now let's go talk about the objective champions. So we have 2 cosmic objectives. One of them is Valiant. I believe the offensive damage over time combat style is the Valiant one. And for that one, there's a pretty limited pool as well. So it's only cosmic champions with offensive damage over time. Really not much to choose from here for the Valiant objective. I definitely recommend Gladiator. He is really, really great for this fight. He's solid. It works really well with his abilities, punishing and everything. He works pretty nice for this. The next tag that we have is, again, also Cosmic, and it is Offensive Burst. So this tag is a lot more forgiving, a lot more options here. I have heard that CGR can work even with the armor break immunity. I've heard that Odin can work. I've seen some people trying Gamora. Personally, I went for Galan. I highly recommend Galan. I'm going to be showing you guys me using Galan in this video. He was the first champion that I used to successfully solo this fight, and I love Galan. Highly recommend him. Another really great option, though, is actually Serpent. Serpent was a champion I was alluding to earlier on in the video about the heal block, because Serpent is actually immune to the effects of heal block. I believe somewhere in here. Yeah, immunity to Power Lock, Special Lock, Heal Block, and Fate Seal effects. So his primordial non-magnetic armor just grants him Heal Block immunity. So that node just won't apply for Serpent. So that's pretty cool. I haven't tried Serpent, but let's go in real quick and test that. He just should start the fight with no heal block. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome, because then you can still have willpower active, and there is a lot of debuffs. So let's see how Serpent does here. I never tried him. I only went with Galan. After my first run with Galan, I'm like, alright, I know I can solo this. So yeah, look at that, just no heal block. That's super awesome. I feel like that would definitely make this a good amount easier. Alright, and now one of my next pro tips here that I'm going to share with you guys is just block his special one. You know, there's a node here, and the very important thing on this node, this Necrotic Boon Firearms Expert, is the very last line. During the defender's special attacks, the attacker's block proficiency is increased by 10,000. Guys, 10,000 block proficiency? Do you know how much that is? That is so much. So we can literally just block all of his special attacks, and it's fine. So, boom, just block this, and then the important thing is to parry that final hit. But, you know, don't worry about blocking the start of it, or about evading the start of it. Just block it. Just block it. So, I'm just going to hold block, and then dash back in between, and then it's an easy parry. But, you know, if you're frantically trying to evade the entire thing, you're probably going to get hit at some points. And you can see, like, look at our health. We've barely lost anything. It's just, all that block proficiency is insane. So you really don't have to worry about the special attacks. Now, what you don't want to do is push Annihilus to his special 2. That's not going to be good. Let's see what happens if we block that. Very bad things. So do not push him to his special 2. Just special 1, block the first hits of it, then dash back, and then parry the final hit. That's all you need to parry. Only the final hit. You can completely just face block the start of it. So yeah, Serpent is a great option, but I do prefer Galan. And then we just have one more objective here to talk about, and that is the X-Men. So let's go pull up the X-Men real quick. And I would say this one's kind of tricky. I'd say the X-Men is kind of tricky. The Valiant Tag I'd say is the hardest, but if you have Gladiator, he covers it pretty well. But the X-Men one was tricky. Tried a couple different champs. You know, it's really the buffed up here that's holding so many champions back. They just can't reliably, you know, get a ton of buffs. Colossus is really bad because of his armor break immunity. He just takes a ton of damage from one of the nodes, the last node there, because of his immunity. The champion that I ended up using was Storm Pyramid X, so I highly recommend her. She's a great option for this fight. So I'm going to be having Storm and Gladiator in my next video, and then we're going to go jump to my first solo on this fight with Galan. So let's go ahead and jump over to that gameplay now. Alright guys, so jumping into some gameplay here. This was the run. This was the run, man. I was like, alright, I got this solo. You know, he's at 4%. We're so close. We're at the end of the fight here. I'm like, dude, come on, just throw your special. I'm just trying to get into my harvest here. I'm just trying to... Right there, I tried. He dashed back. If that heavy landed, the fight literally would have been over. But it didn't land. Here I throw this. He's at 1%. And he kills me, dude. 1%. Oh, that had me frustrated. 5,839 health remaining. It's not a solo though, so we gotta restart. And then, like, after that run, you know, I was like, alright, I can absolutely solo this. If I got him to 1%, I can solo this. It probably took me, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 more minutes after that, just because I was probably playing kind of mad. Then I finally get this run. Finally get a really good run here, and that's this one. So another pro tip when you're fighting against Annihilus is that he's very easily sidesteppable. So he dashes there, and then you can just easily punish. There's so much time. You can easily punish that with a light attack. So it's a very easy way to get openings on Annihilus. And again, that's the rotation. You know, block the first part of his special attack, and then parry the last part. and then do little side steps to get your openings. And the main thing is to just watch for those stifle debuffs on yourself, because you don't want to run into his unstoppable. But yeah, that's pretty much the rotation for this fight. Once you get that down, once you get those basics down, this fight becomes so much easier. It's pretty tricky at first, but once you just get these little basic tips and tricks down, man, I'm telling you, it helps so much, just so much. And then the fight's really not too bad. So here you see we're going to dash back, or the stifle, bait out the unstoppable. Then by the time he actually dashes, we can safely punish. Use my little striker to tee up a free heavy opening to activate my harvest, and boom, now we're in the harvest, we're chilling. Now I'm unstoppable too, so I feel definitely safer with Galan when I have that too. And then here I'm just gonna go ahead and throw my special one, 795 mass, does about 227,000 damage, and I threw the special one there because I wanted to make sure I consumed my buffs. Right there, little bit slow on that punish, but it's okay. That happens occasionally. It was my own fault there. I was just a little slow. And then pretty much just gonna repeat what we already did. Build back up. I want to get those physical and energy resist buffs above like 15. Then I'm comfortable throwing the special attack to end the harvest to consume those buffs. But until I get like at least above 10, I don't really throw the special because I'm trying to build those up for more mass. But yeah, you can see, like, look at the block damage on that special one. You know, we blocked the first part, parried the last part. Took like less than 1,000 damage total there. You know, like, it's really not much. So much block efficiency. That's probably my biggest tip for this fight is, you know, don't worry about dexing the entire special one. Just block it and just parry the last part. That's all you got to do, and you won't take much damage doing that. So yeah, and then just go ahead and queue up another striker. Queue up another heavy, get into another harvest. I think I'm just going to let this harvest naturally expire. Let's see if I throw a special one. I think we're going to let this one expire naturally. Yeah, it looks like he's throwing his special anyway, so there's nothing I can really do about that. Again, right there, it looks like I was a little slow. That definitely happens sometimes. But again, that was completely my own fault. There is more than enough time to get a successful punish. If you get punished, you must have just been slow. But yeah, there we go. Just keep throwing these special ones just so I can keep getting buffs. You know, we get like 4 fury buffs per special one. That's 40 mass, which is real nice. When I was first doing some of my runs on this fight, you know, I was thinking that the special 3 would be a better rotation. And, you know, maybe it is. But the special one I find just really keeps me in a nice loop. I don't get too far pushed back against my wall. When I was going for the special one, I was getting pushed, or when I was going for the special 3, I was getting pushed back further on the map, which is kind of scary against Annihilus, you know, if he corners you and he's not throwing a special, which is a really great thing that he's not duped, because then he'd be doing way more block damage. But yeah, here we go. Built up another pretty nice harvest here. We have 18 of each of those buffs, so we're definitely going to go ahead and throw the special one here. Hit a little intercept opening there. Boom, another 720 mass. Pop that. He goes from 43% down to 25%. A little 200,000 health harvest there. Not too shabby. And so here you see I had that debuff on me. So I knew he was going to go unstoppable. He still tags me, but you know, I didn't go for a crazy intercept. But like right here, I think I'll probably throw the special one. Let's see, do I do that? Oh no, just went for the intercept. Nah, throw it though. Just get that mass, get some space, push him back a bit. It's real nice. I don't know. The only time I used Serpent was that little test run I literally just did in this video. So I don't know if Serpent would actually be better than Galan here or not. But I don't know. I just love Galan. I love the control I feel with him. I love when I'm in the harvest, you know, being unstoppable. I feel very safe. It's unfortunate that we're heal blocked, so we're not able to get any of the actual regen from the harvest, but it's all good. Detonate this harvest, and he's down to 1% again. We're at that 1% threshold one final time. This time, we got plenty of health to work with, though. I'm not going to mess it up. And just go for a little sidestep. And there we go. That is the big bad bug boss. Dead, soloed by my boy Galan after probably about 25 minutes of trying. And again, I probably took 15 further minutes after getting him to that 1% initially to get this run. But there we go. We got there. And that is my first full takedown on Annihilus. So that is going to go ahead and do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope the little tips and tricks help you guys out. Let me know who you ended up going for as your first solo, the first champion you took down this big bad Annihilus with. And what do you think about this Annihilus? How difficult do you think he is? Do you think he's the hardest boss we've seen for Spring of Sorrow? Do you think Onslaught was worse? I'll have to think about where I rate all the difficulties so far. Haven't given it too much thought. I don't know. This fight definitely was tricky at first, but again, once I got that rotation down, the tips and tricks that I shared with you guys, once I started really putting those into practice, the fight got a whole bunch easier for me, at least. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a thumbs up. If so, subscribe if you want to see more content. I will have one more video on the main account coverage for Spring of Sorrow Part 4 Annihilus boss using Gladiator and Storm X, so stay tuned for those objectives. That's going to do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.